Hello ladies and gentlemen, and welcome to Let's Play Factorio. So I was going to upload a new series onto YouTube the last few days, but I decided we're going to start fresh because we did not like the way that the resource spawn mod was handling biters. So this time around, resource spawning mod does not touch biters. We let vanilla control the biters, and I'm going to show you some of the settings. You can check the link in the description for the list of mods I have, and it'll give you an idea what we're doing. So what we're going to do is we're going to go to iron, none, copper, none, stone, none, coal, none, crude oil, none, and enemy bases here, we're going to change it to very high amount of enemy bases. So some of them will be pretty small when they first start out, but there's going to be a crap ton of them. We're going to also increase the starting area to very big. This gives us a little more comfort and, freedom at the beginning, not to have to worry about, biters coming and invading us when we're trying to pick our nose. Overall, I keep everything the same. I don't want to touch much of anything. This has no effect because we're not, and none of this has an effect because it's all controlled by RSO anyways. But if you don't turn these to none, you'll also spawn the vanilla ores on top of RSO mod, and that's not good. So our map seed is going to be 666. If you, for some reason, wanted to follow along with us, this seed would be the same even if you didn't use RSO. Of course, your ores and stuff would be different. Your biter patterns might be... No, your biter patterns would actually be the same since vanilla is controlling them. It might change it just a bit because sometimes biters do spawn on resource nodes. So you might actually have an extra couple of biters changing locations a bit. But yeah, let's start. So we got quite a few little mods on. Most of them are just really tiny, and they're the basics to get this game. Just little helpful ones. Like we got a bot one where you can have bots come out of your body. We'll show you that down the road though. So when we first start, we got our stone, we got our nice iron over here, we got some copper over here, and we got some coal up here, which is great. So the first thing I'm going to do is start drilling for coal because I just feel like the coal is the most important thing here. And we have enough to make an iron chest, isn't that funny? But we want to make an iron pick when we first start out. Let's make 2 iron picks. There we go. So, let's go ahead and create... Oh, we'll need a couple chests over time. So we'll go ahead and do that. Let's get some coal for this. Now, sadly, it isn't cool enough to feed itself coal. So, you gotta keep putting the coal in there. There you go. It'd be cool to kind of recycle itself. Now you can actually do that, but of course that's inserters, etc. I think burner inserters actually insert coal itself, which is kind of cool. So we can go over here for temporarily and just mine this by hand while that's doing its thing. There we go. And then let's go ahead and we'll probably put this a little closer up here. So the tree line. And this one will be for iron. And you can actually burn wood. How cool is that? Which is not bad because we're going to cut down some of these trees in this area anyway. So you can use wood as fuel as well if you don't feel like using coal right away. I'm sure wood burns a lot faster than coal though. Have a good night, Lauren. And for you guys on YouTube, we are also streaming at the same time as I'm recording, so that makes it a little more interesting. There you go. So we're just cleaning this up so it makes it easier to work with. Normally if I had a shotgun and really good shells, I would go in here and blow these trees to hell, but right now we have to do it by hand. Nice. Now we're getting somewhere. Nice little clear path here. We've already destroyed our one pick. They don't last long, but they're really easy to make too. There we go. So let's check out our coal. We probably have to feed more coal in here so I can keep mining more. Yep, it's empty. So there you go. For fun, we'll burn wood here just because we have so much of it now for mining. You won't use that much wood in this game, so you might as well go ahead and go crazy with it. I think we might need stone. Yeah, stone furnace. So for some of the recipes, of course, you'll need some stone, so you're probably going to make a drill just to drill some stone as well. So for this series, we will be recording quite a bit of episodes, but we might not even have, we might not have like 1,000 episodes, anything like that. We'll do some work in between. Sometimes we'll be doing some work and then we'll show you the work, because sometimes it could take you hours planning and designing and building something, especially if you're slow like me in the head. So keep that in mind, that sometimes things will be a little slow in that sense. So here's the burner. They're going to go down here and place the burner for the iron. And you know what? We could put it... I actually forgot we did this last time. We can actually put the burner down here, and then you can put this right beside it. So this can work as a chest or a storage for now. So we can give this some... that, we give you that, and there you go. So that'll produce iron plates automatically now. So this is when you're starting to get into your automation, if you even can call that automation, but yeah, sure, why not. And there we go. So we got more materials there. Now we're kind of waiting on iron to build more burners. There we go. So we're a little short on stone? No, what are we short on? Stone plate. No, what the? Iron plates. We have 3 iron plates. Oh, iron gears, okay. So it's 9 in total. You can see at the bottom it says 9. So the gears take 6, I guess, or something. That's crazy. I didn't even realize that. There you go. So now we can go over here and start start producing copper plates. And here you go. Get the furnace here. Perfect. And then we'll put a set of wood in here just for fun as well. And then we'll hand mine some more stone. And then we'll create one for the stone itself, but we'll put it into a chest since we don't want to process the stone. And Madzuri was just saying poison capsules and grenades work well for that as well. He's talking about clearing trees. Poison capsules do a really crazy AoE. Like if you threw a poison capsule, it would like engulf this area and take these trees out in one shot. But for me, I find the most efficient, cheapest way is just shotgun shells later on. Or construction robots do an amazing job, and you get a lot of wood out of it as well, so that kind of helps. You get like a twofer from that one. So here we go. Make another... we don't need a stone furnace. We need some iron, which this is producing lots of iron. There we go. So we got our burner on this now. We'll cut some trees down here just to make it easier. By the way, deforesting isn't the best thing. I mean, to be honest, it's not the biggest thing, but it does clean pollution. I know some people say it helps reduce pollution. Funny thing is, yesterday I was in a big forest and I was testing some commands out. This is just being like more in creative mode idea. And I found that in a big forest, creating pollution and increasing the speed, the pollution almost disappeared really, really fast. But going out, say, into a desert where there was no trees, the pollution lingered a lot more. So remember that pollution seems to actually get filtered quite a bit by your trees, like real life. You know, trees help, you know, clean and scrub. And yeah, that's kind of a cool little fact in this game, and a cool thing that they have, to be honest. So here we go. I got yelled at for this. I said this is a bug. I mean, it isn't a bug, but I feel like this burner should be going, like this chest should be under here. Like it's dropping in there, but if you turn it, you can see it, it's actually on the bottom. So the art for it kinda should be clipped behind the chest, maybe? I'm not sure. It's kind of weird like that. I guess that's something they couldn't fix right now. But when you go here, it looks like it's on the ground, of course, right? But when it's sideways, it kind of looks like it's up in the air, and it drops in the air, and I thought, oh, look at that, that's a bug. And then I realized that if you have it forward, it's down. So it's just one of those little things that, you know, you might think, oh. If you hold C, you can shoot things. Unfortunately, at this point, I won't be able to destroy that thing with the ammo I got. I don't do enough damage. Okay, so now that everything is running, you basically just go around, make sure everything's happy and full. Amazingly, this thing is still running on wood. Maybe wood lasts a lot longer than I really thought it did, huh? So now we're kind of like building our push supplies in a sense. And then we'll automate the process here even more once we can build more things here. So when we want to automate things a bit further, we can look into power systems. And the power systems what we're going to be using are going to be steam engines and boilers. And we're going to have to also make an offshore pump. When you do this, I suggest or highly consider making extra pipe at the beginning so you don't have to change your setup over and over. I will be streaming for probably 10 plus hours, sadly. Hold on for a second, my throat is really dry. Who knew peanut M&Ms were the death of me? So now we got to figure out where we want to put our power system. I'm thinking since there's a good clear spot here, you need it near the water for the shore pump, offshore pump here. So we're going to put it here. Funny thing is, these do not require power. Oh, it's like I got like a piece of like, I don't know, skin of a peanut stuck in my throat or something. I'm dying here in real life. I keep closing the mic and choking to death. Sounds good. So, Mad says coal has a 2 times energy of the wood, so 8 MJ versus 4. So I was right about that at least. That there's something different there. Now, you don't want the pipe too long. That should be okay. But if your pipe is too long, you will get into problems with the water not being able to travel as solid and strong, etc. And when that happens, you won't be able to, sadly, run this anymore. It'll be like, sorry, too bad. And then we go ahead and we make our steam engine. The steam engine is our big puppy here for the energy. And there we go. And you just plop that like that. There's some really cool designs. Some people do zigzags, etc. I feel like this is just going to be my basic little silly design that I like doing. This isn't the best spot for it because we don't have nice, clear, flat water. Like, this might be a better spot up there for it. Actually, you know what? That might be a better spot. We're going to go ahead and change it. So you can deconstruct everything. If you have a pick that is working, it's faster to do that. Once your pick breaks, I believe when you break items, even your own items, it's a little slower. So your pick is like your multi-tool. So the reason I decided I'm going to put it here is because this will give us more flexibility and expansion, so we can run a coke line. I said coke line, right in the center of that, so we can have more room later on for, like I said, flexibility and whatnot. So we have 2 boilers. There's 2 steam. You can put too many boilers; it won't be a problem. Better to have too many boilers and then too many steam engines, because the boilers won't all activate and run. I think they'll even run on like half-ass power, etc., or they'll go on and off when they need it. So it's pretty efficient. It's not going to punish you for kind of overdoing it in this game, which is kind of nice. So the next thing we want is inserters. Now you got burner inserters and you got inserters. I'm going to try burner inserters because I think, and I can be wrong about this, but I'm pretty sure they auto-fuel themselves with the coal that they pick up. So they can actually eat and feed themselves, I think, with that coal, which is really, really cool. So basically, you want to feed it with coal. We're going to go ahead and go around. If you hit the Alt key, by the way, you get pollution on your map, so you can see how bad the pollution is spreading, which that is actually polluting quite a bit already. So we got to be careful of that. But you can also see little tooltip details of things like how much or what's in something. So you can see this has iron. So we can right-click, control-click that to take that out faster. There's our stone. Here's our... Okay, everything's going good. So right now, we just hand bomb these in. We're just going to go ahead and put these in here right now and just hand put them in. And we'll put a stack each. And these will automatically feed inside of them. Of course, I put them in there and not in the thing, so that's going to be a problem. I didn't mean to put them in the burners, but there you go. Oh, and they're faced the wrong way. There you go. You can hit R and unface them. So basically that square is where you want to pull them out, and the arrow's where you want to go to. So there we go. Notice the burners are not on because it doesn't need to use any power at this point. So now we can make telephone poles here. They're actually small electric poles, but I call them telephone poles. And we can start bringing them wherever we want. And if you hold down the mouse button, it will place them at their max distance. So you can make them kind of neat. So there you go. So now we're at the coal area. And this is when we can start making our very first automated coal. With electricity rather than what we have here, the burners. So we're going to use transport belts, a crap ton of them. And we're also going to create our first electric mines. Now, if you're playing the game vanilla, these are going to look slightly different than what you're used to. The recipe is identical. The icon is different because I'm using an mod that adds a couple different electric mining drills. And I think even Mad sort of approved of it. I don't think he likes the idea of having upgraded mining drills, but I think he approved of the recipe usage. Like, they have a decent, recipe for it when it upgrades. So, hey, that's good to know. So I'm going to go ahead and get rid of that pole. I'm not sure how I want to do this, but when you hover over, this will tell you how much you can get out of here. So we could get 191 coal from this one spot. The green on there, you see how it goes out one border out? That's actually where it'll mine out to. So right there, it would mine that right to the edge here, which is kind of cool. So I just want to give this its own coal line supply. Usually I don't do this, but I've decided today I want to give this its own little supply. So we're just going to go to the bordering edge here so everything's a little more even. Yeah, I'll go like that. This way we can clean it up over time a little better. And we're going to make crap ton transport belts. We just spam these. Later on, you don't have to worry about this because you'll actually be able to easily automate crafting. So it's not like you would craft hundreds of these in your inventory. Though people will do it, you will as well do it over time. The idea is you don't have to do it. So this is the conveyor belts. And the conveyor belts is pretty much everything in this game, and we need a whole bunch more. Like I said, they're everything. They're the heart of the game. And let's get the power going here. So there you go. There's our first automation of the coal. And it's going to go all the way here, and it's going to feed it through this conveyor belt right to our little factory here. Now, for now, I'm just going to have them going here and to the right. And for your last one, you don't need to have it, because when it's on the conveyor belt, it drops it on the next tile. So each conveyor is on a tile, right? The next tile, it actually drops it on there. They're not going to put it in there because this is full. But if we remove them, you can see them now inserting it into there. They keep about, I think, 4 or 8 in there. 3? Maybe I lied. 4. I think it's 8, to be honest, but no. Oh, 5, okay. I lied. I knew it was higher than, like, say, 2. Some things keep things like 2. They all have different little stack sizes that they buffer in. But this will keep going there, and then after a while, it will be maxed out, and that'll be perfect. That's what we want. So there is our automation on the coal. Now we have power. The power's automated. We theoretically don't have to worry for a very long time. There's 23k coal where it's at right now. So we wouldn't have to worry about any kind of power issues for a very long time. And there's nighttime coming. Is this our first nighttime? I'm not sure. Either way, if you didn't know, there's nighttime in this game. No, I don't think it's our first, but probably the first I noticed. I forgot we don't notice night anymore because I use for streaming and recording. Oh, actually it's daytime. We just went through nighttime, never mind. We wouldn't have noticed as much because I use a mod that has omnidirectional lights for me, and it's a little further than normal, so it helps streaming and recording, so it's not so dark for you guys when we're working around. And so I didn't even realize it was nighttime. I think the small blink of the light turning on and off kind of thing was the only reason I knew it was nighttime. So that's kind of funny. So I think we're ready to say goodbye to this. We can go ahead and get the electric ones made. Honestly, I'll probably keep the furnace here for just a bit, only because I'm a little lazy to automate the conveyors right now just because we don't quite have all the supplies. So we'll just do this for a while so it can build up supplies for us. Which there's no shame in that at all. It doesn't quite, you know, doesn't quite go in the middle there, but it does fit fine, so there you go. And then we'll stick this to a stack of this, and then you can take your inserters. This is when you start using these inserters here. These are your electric inserters, and we'll pull it from the furnace. You can see it pulling it, and then we'll put it into a chest. And there you go. So now you've done even more automation now. So it's automatically putting in the furnace, putting in there. The only thing is we need some coal into this, which is when we will pipe in coal over here, but we need to wait till we got a lot more coal. Not a lot more coal, but a lot more resources to build all that. Because our base is kind of spread around, we have to design something a little better for that, so which makes it more interesting, to be honest. So let's get rid of this. We could have kept that there, but I like to get rid of everything anyways. And we'll place this one right here. And once again, we're going to place this here. We're going to give this puppy some power. And then we're going to fill this with a good stack of coal. We're going to use our inserter once again, and we're going to pull from there and just put it into a little chest for now. And there we go. So now we got coal and iron on the go. It's going very well. This can actually probably take... Oh yeah, this produces a lot more than what we need here. So you could actually get a conveyor belt going, a couple lines here, and we'll do that later. We'll probably bring everything up and closer to each other and then do some of that more automation, but... Check my inventory here, see what we can do, and then we're going to start doing some research. So researching is the fun part of this game. This is where we get into more automation, which is going to be fun. The first starting of the research, you actually kind of do it from your inventory. These are science packs, so you tend to make the science packs in your inventory, and then you place them in this thing here, this lab, and this will do your research. If you hit the T key, you can see what you can research. So the very, very first thing you research, no matter what, is basically this one here, which is called automation, which gives you an assembly machine one where you can start automating, say, the science juices. I call them science juices. They're called actual science packs. There's a red one, a green one, and a blue one, and there is actually a purple one as well, which is a bit different to make. You don't really use technology, rather it's just aliens, these special alien little orby things that you just take and create them with. I'm trying to give you an example here of some, but I can't. Here they are. Alien science packs they're called. So, yeah. That's a huge part of your game. Actually, a massive part of your game is going to be literally just based on research and development sort of thing, which is kind of fun. It's like the old, reminds me of like the really old school RTS games that they added the, isn't there like Age of Mythology, and I don't know, there's a couple of them I really like. So this is what happens when your pick dies. It goes really slow, so you're going to probably want to make another couple of picks so you're able to cut trees a little faster. There we go. So there we go. So for the next episode, what we're going to do is we're going to keep expanding everything. I'm just going to build some resources in the meantime. And so yeah, see right now it's actually nighttime. But we don't notice nighttime because we're so zoomed in. But if we zoom out, you can see it's a little darker everywhere else. And it'll continue getting darker and darker. But we didn't even really notice it before because when you're zoomed in, it's so bright it looks like daytime still. And that's the nice thing about the omnidirectional light. It's a must for YouTubers and streamers. So you can find that definitely in the descriptions, in the description below, and click the link and you'll get that for sure. But yeah, see how dark it is now? So you can see how like it's really lovely to have. So yeah, next time we will get some more automation going. We'll start piping all this up, well not piping, but conveying it all up and getting like a nice furnace supply line going, etc. And yeah, that'll be really fun and interesting. And then we'll probably get into our science packs, and then we'll try to do some automation there, and we'll just keep going from there. So it'll be really exciting. So thank you so much for watching. I hope you enjoyed this episode. Please don't forget to subscribe, comment, like, and we'll see you lovely people next time.